May I come in? Good morning, sir. Good
Please
morning.
come. How are you this morning?
I'm good, sir.
You came all the way from Lucknow?
No, sir. I was in Hyderabad itself for a training.
Achha, the training was going on here.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, I thought you had come from Lucknow.
No.
No. Good. IRMS.
IRMS.
Why was IRMS necessary?
Sir, IRMS was considered necessary because there was a silo culture that was existing in Indian Railways. So it was considered necessary to promote unified decision making and accord clear accountability at all levels.
Accountability was missing in railways?
That was it. So
that was at least the reason.
Yes.
Has it improved now?
Sir, so IRMS is made, but so basically 8 services in Indian Railways were merged into IRMS, but now the Railway Board has again demerged it. But the name still exists as IRMS, but we have been categorized into multiple departments.
So you are assigned to any one particular
Yes, sir. I belong to
of that.
Yes, sir. I belong to the traffic department of Indian
service.
Railway Management Service.
Okay. But you will be permitted to move over to others?
No, sir.
No.
We will be permanently working in traffic.
So functionally you will be in the traffic service
Yes,
only?
sir. Yes.
Okay. So how is it going to help then?
But now actually, because they realize that railway, since it's a technical service, it wouldn't be a good idea to merge the generalist people into the engineering cadre as well. So I think in accordance with this guideline, that making the IRMS name intact, they have been demerged into different cadres. But
the growth profile will be independent of each other?
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's how it is?
Yes.
Okay. That's wonderful. But you're already in IRMS. You are quite happy and comfortable. Why would you want to get into another service now?
Sir, I agree that Railways is a great organization to work with, but getting into IAS has been my childhood dream. Okay. And apart from that, sir, I also think that in IAS offers more diversity of domains where I can work with. And I also had this dream to work in a service where I can interact more closely with the people. I think compared to IRMS, IAS offers more opportunities.
So tell me, you're from Kasaragod, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Kasaragod, there was something about land of 7 languages.
Yes.
You heard about that?
Yes, sir, yes.
What exactly is all about?
Sir, it has an element of cultural syncretism. So mainly, Kasaragod is a district which borders Karnataka as well. So there are more Kannada people residing in the district. Sir, historically also there has been a mix. So Kasaragod is generally considered to be a land of 7 languages. Mainly it is Malayalam, Kannada, Tulu, Urdu, Marathi and Behari.
What exactly is Behari?
I am not aware of the language, sir.
Is it still spoken or it is just...
I think a minority speaks it. I haven't personally heard it. But
so that is not Malayalam?
No, it's not Malayalam, sir.
Is it Tulu?
I'm not sure.
You forgot Tulu. Tulu also is spoken there,
Yes, Tulu is also.
Yeah, good. That's nice actually. It's such a pleasure to see someone like you here.
Yes.
And what are your aspirations like once you get into the civil service? Let's assume that you're going to make it to the civil services. Yes. Then what is one single thing that you would like to attempt?
Sir, I think I would be happy if I get to work in a domain where I can help the most underprivileged and marginalized sections of the society, sir. So be it women or the differently abled, I think I would be happy if I can do some policy initiatives or something in that regard.
And this Tayyam, yes, about which you mentioned in your hobbies, other extracurricular activities, what is the history of this particular format, cultural form that is?
Sir, Tayyam is basically an art form that emerged as a protest to the existing caste discrimination that existed in Kerala society, yes, sir. Okay. So if we look at Tayyam, it is the people who hail from the so-called lower caste that perform this art form.
Does it still maintain the same kind of segregation? The Tayyam practitioners are not from the upper caste?
No, sir. It is still from the so-called lower caste.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Is it statistically proven or you are just saying?
No, sir. I have personally witnessed it.
You have observed it.
I have been a regular spectator of Tayyam, so I know the people. So it is
typically they come from which kind of segment that is?
Sir, if we specifically name, it would be from Malayar caste and Vannan caste.
Both are scheduled castes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But purely from the cultural richness, where do you place it vis-a-vis Mohiniyattam or vis-a-vis other things? Where would you like to position it as?
Sir, it is not a classical art form. So I think that that emphasis that we generally give to classical art forms is not generally there for Theyyam. And Theyyam is very limited to the northern parts of Kerala. So the publicity that it has is generally lesser compared to other art forms in Kerala. So it is yet to evolve as a art form, and it is also a ritual art form. So it is not fully commercialized because it has a sacred nature as well.
Hindu. Traditionally is
Yes,
still Hindu.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's nice. You wrote a thesis on marital rape.
Yes, sir.
You have never been married.
No, sir.
Kajal Raju.
Yes, sir.
This is a unique title. Raju is familiar in Telugu states, and how
He's
it emerged.
Yes, sir, I know. Sir, actually my father's name is Raja Gopalan, but for some practical purposes, he shortened it to Raju.
Oh.
So that's how I got it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay, but Kajal, there is a lot of problems women faced in the job spectrum. Have you identified any such women-specific problem in your work environment?
Sir, so since I am on a probationary period, I haven't got such opportunities to experience women's problems on field. But I felt that compared to my male counterparts as probationers, I think the respect that we get in field is sometimes lesser compared to the male counterparts. Lesser. That as a woman probationer, the respect
So
that
can
I
you elaborate? Can you elaborate your observation?
Sir, can I take an example?
Yeah.
So we have been to certain railway stations and control offices. So for example, me and my counterpart male probationer would be there. So I felt that the behavior of staff towards me and my male probationer would be different. Like I have seen that sometimes they respect the male counterpart a lot, and they wouldn't consider me as an officer per se.
How do you handle this problem? What is your solution? How do you address this problem?
Sir, I think the first solution would be to actively participate in the field and show these people that I am also capable as an officer. Like I also have the same qualities as my male probationer has. So then I think it would also come in the way you interact in the field, the commanding power that you have over the staff. I think these are the two solutions. Rest, mostly it is in their hands also.
In their hands also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You mean how they have been brought up in their own lives,
Yes,
their
sir.
stations.
Their attitude also matters.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Raju. Can I call you Miss Raju?
Yeah, sure.
So, I've been reading about recent instances where a lot of animals get killed on the railway tracks. Recent elephants being killed. Now, as a person in the field of railways, what kind of innovative methods can you think about to overcome such a situation?
Ma'am, I think mostly we can solve this issue using technological innovations. So primarily we can think of optical fiber sensors in tracks which can detect the movements. Ma'am, apart from that, there could be coordination as in installed cameras which could be sending signals to both the loco pilots as well as the control rooms, so that detection can be done earlier. So that it sends signals to the loco pilot early beforehand and can help in stopping the movement of trains, ma'am.
It's nice that you have taken example of sensors. Have you heard any places in India that sensors are used, or anywhere in the world?
Yes, ma'am. I recently came across a notification issued by the North Frontier Railways, because the chances of animal conflict with regard to trains or track movements are increasingly found there. So they have installed sensors in the tracks.
One more question I have. I read about an IAS officer in Kerala who has brought about awareness programs and some basic programs in the schools that will help children to develop civic sense.
Okay.
Okay, if you were to, assuming that you were to take such responsibilities, what kind of practices you would like to focus other than your regular job uh, for the common good of people?
About the civic sense, ma'am.
Not only civic sense, that is one example that I have given you. Like,
Okay.
if you had to do, what are your areas of interest that you would like to focus on, going beyond your regular official administrative duties,
Okay.
that can really stand out? Have you thought anything about it?
Ma'am, I think I would focus mainly on two areas. That is what comes to my mind right now. I can focus on imparting gender sensitization education to the children, or even to the people studying in higher education institutions. Maybe I can focus on issues like dowry, how they should not be encouraging such practices. Ma'am, secondly, I think I can also focus on the importance of arts and sports education in schools and in higher education institutions, so that focus on extracurricular and co-curricular activities should also be prioritized.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Kajal,
Yes, sir.
you are from Kerala.
Yes.
It's a very interesting state. Apart from this removal of the extreme poverty in Kerala, what are the major steps taken by Kerala to make this number one state?
Over? Question is over?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, so Kerala has been a state where the industrial development is not up to the mark. So Kerala has recently formulated a Kerala industrial policy,
Yes.
so that the clearances can be obtained very easily, and it is also focusing on digitization so that the investments can be brought up. So apart from that, Kerala has also been focusing on the logistics sector. Recently, Kerala has developed this Vinyam transshipment port,
Okay.
so that the revenue can be increased and local development can also be induced.
From cultural side?
Cultural side. Sir, so from the cultural side, Kerala has been focusing much on the responsible tourism aspect.
Okay.
So in order to ensure that the tourism sector gains adequate revenue and tourism can be developed in a sustainable manner as well.
Ms. Kajal, Kerala was supposed to be the lunatic asylum of India.
Sorry,
This is what
sir?
lunatic asylum of India. These were the words of Vivekananda.
Okay.
But such a state turned out to be the number one state as far as the development is concerned. In this respect, there are three important personalities who are very, very important. One is Narayana Guru, Sri Narayana Guru. Second is Manath Padmanabhan.
Yes.
Third is Ayankhali.
Yes.
So tell us specifically the contribution made by the three persons.
Sir, so if I talk about Sri Narayana Guru said that there should be unity among the people irrespective of the caste. So caste or religion becomes secondary and love and respect among the people becomes the primary matter.
Okay.
Sir, with regards to Ayankhali has been a person who has been working against caste discrimination in society, and he has also formulated certain programs where people from different castes would sit together and have lunch and dinner together. Sir, Mannatta Padmanabhan, from what I know, is a person who works for the emancipation of the particular caste in a society, and even he has given the same idea that there should be equality among people, and identities like caste or religion comes secondary.
Okay, if you want to sum up the contribution of Narayana Guru,
Yes.
maybe in two, maybe slogans. Which slogans can you give?
Sir, I would like to recollect the slogan in Malayalam. So it is called Oru Jati, Oru Madam, Oru Devam Manishana, Madam Edayalum, Manishan Nannayal Madi. So it basically translates to one caste, one religion, one God for people, for humanity. So whatever be the caste or religion, the human should be good and should be responsible to the society.
What exactly the caste? He is against the caste system, but you are using that one caste. Is it the real intention of Guru?
So the first word in Malayalam, does it translate identically with caste or
Caste.
something else actually?
It is basically a Malayalam translation for caste.
Caste.
Okay. You are a team member, managerial team member. Now, team building is very, very essential for any work to be done, carried out,
Yes.
isn't it? Now, as a student of sociology, tell us how the team building can be effective when we got a very predominant and prevalent caste system. When the caste system is very, very strong, can we build very strong teams in India?
Sir, so I think that the primary step should be to develop a common interest or common objective that is facing humanity, where people from all caste and religion can come together. So, be it regarding the climate change or be it regarding the disaster management. So, recently in Kerala, when the Kerala floods came, it was witnessed that people from all sections, all caste, all religions came together to save the humanity. So I think that primary objective should be one major criteria.
So, for good team building, there should be a calamity or a type of disaster.
No, sir.
Or
I
a war.
think no, sir. I think good team building skills can come otherwise as well.
Okay.
But when such unfortunate situations happen, it becomes very organic.
Organic.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
So
Sir,
you said,
I think
last
let's-
question, sir.
yeah.
You said you wrote that you are interested only to work in Kerala and Tamil Nadu,
Yes, sir.
nowhere else.
No, sir. Actually, that is a criteria because I belong to the PWD section, differently able section. That is the only option I have. Like, I have to either give my home state and prefer another state from the same cadre.
So that is the limitation. for you.
Limitation.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah, Kajal,
Yes.
your optional subject is sociology.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. Yeah. In sociology, you might have read about the concept of ethnocentrism
Yes, sir.
and cultural relativism.
Yes, sir.
So, how these two concepts are relevant to the modern Indian society? So how do you analyze the concept of ethnocentrism relating it to Indian society?
Sir, so ethnocentrism basically places the ethnicity as a very important criteria. So when we analyze Indian society, there are multiple conflicts and rivalries that are very much evident, especially when we look at Northeast, there are multiple ethnic groups. So because of, and I think ethnocentrism becomes a major reason for why these conflicts happen.
Not only Northeast, even entire Indian society,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
the ethnocentric values are increasing,
Yes, sir.
so that the conflicts are also increasing in Indian society.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So if I talk about the cultural relativism aspect, cultural relativism basically says that each society has a different culture rather than adopting to a universal culture. So I think from the perspective of a civil servant, if I have to implement a policy or formulate a policy, I think I have to keep that cultural context in mind and then formulate that policy. I have to also see as a sociologist the cultural values, the social institutions that influence the behavior of people, and it is according to these that I have to formulate a policy and implement the same, sir.
Yeah, recently, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, that COP30 was held at Belém in Brazil, right?
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell me the India's perspective on climate governance? So what are the key outcomes of COP30 at Brazil, and what is India's perspective on climate governance?
Sir, if I talk about India's perspective of climate governance, so India primarily believes in the CBDR principle, common but differentiated principle, and it believes that each country has a different responsibility towards mitigating climate change. And it also recognizes the increased role of the global north, because historically and statistically, it is this global north who has contributed to more emissions, greenhouse gas emissions. So India places immense responsibility on their side as well. And India also acts as a voice of the global south, where it focuses on a middle strategy, as in India says that the global south countries cannot go to the extremes like phasing out coal, rather it should phase down coal. So it also focuses on having adequate fund, like loss and damage fund, so that especially the countries belonging to the vulnerable side can utilize such fund and create initiatives so as to mitigate the climate change, sir.
Okay, good. So recently, Government of India has initiated new labor codes,
Yes, sir.
right? And more specifically, through these new labor codes, trying to provide social and economic protection for the gig and platform workers.
Yes,
This has been specifically mentioned in the new labor codes, right?
yes, sir.
But in spite of that, there is a lot of protest from trade unions and also certain political parties. So, what is your opinion on this?
Sir, there are primarily two reasons because why trade union workers are protesting. So one reason is that the new labor code has made stricter conditions for meeting out strikes or hartals. So it would be difficult for the trade union workers now to stage a protest or hartal. Sir, apart from that, they have also put down this criteria that the business management will only interact with certain associations that ensures that there has been more than 50% of the membership of workers. So some small organizations or associations of trade unions would be now marginalized, so that some certain sections would be marginalized as well. So that is the reason why these two trade union workers are
So, do
protesting.
you think that these new labor codes are relevant to the working conditions in different sectors, especially in informal sector?
Yes, sir. I do think that the labor codes recently formulated by the government has been a great step because first of all, it defines what a worker is. And sir, as you have already mentioned, the code also mentions or also includes unorganized workers in its domain. It also makes sure that there is adequate social security to the workers as well, and it also makes sure that there are annual medical examinations so that the health conditions of the workers can be
Yes.
monitored as well.
Okay, it's good. So, you have studied MA Development Studies,
Yes, sir.
right? It is your academic qualification.
Yes, sir.
So, from development studies point of view, what are the different development models, right? Theoretically, right? Just tell me 2-3 important development model, and which model is more suitable for India.
Sir, I can think of two development models and one development theory. So, one development model would be the dependency model of development. So, this basically states that it is the first world countries who develop by exploiting the third world countries and their resources. So, this, for example, this was the condition of India during the colonial period. And now the other development model that I can think of is Rostow's model of development. So it basically says that from a premature stage, a country develops and reaches a modernization stage where it develops
No,
technologically.
from your point of view, from your academic point of view,
Yes.
which kind of development model we are practicing in India?
Sir, I think we are going for a mix of two development models. So one is primarily this modernization approach, where we are increasingly focusing on digitalization, industrial development, and in order to modernize our country's needs. So apart from that, we are also focusing on the capabilities approach put forth by the Amartya Sen, where he says that we have to ensure that people in a country has adequate health facilities and education facilities so that they can lead a dignified life. So the Indian government is also focusing on the same, sir.
Yeah, one last question. Just now you were talking about the SNDP movement, right?
Yes,
Sri
yes.
Narayana Guru Dharma
Dharma.
Paripalana movement, which is very popular in Kerala, right?
Yes, yes.
So, do you think that is it related to the Sanskritization as a cultural process? Just now, sir was mentioning about the caste,
Yes.
but Sri Narayana Guru concept is different.
Sir, I do not think SNDP qualifies as a Sanskritization movement because in Sanskritization, the so-called lower caste try to emulate the practices of the upper caste and gain a social mobility. But in SNDP movement, I don't think that they try to emulate the practices of upper caste. But Sri Narayana Guru has always mentioned that being from a lower caste itself, you should be accorded with all the dignity.
So it's not in the model of Sanskritization.
I cannot consider it as a model of Sanskritization, sir.
Then under SNDP movement, they have also constructed temples, they have appointed priests.
Sir, now the SNDP movement and its interpretation has been changing. But from what I know, the original principles of Srinarayana Guru, I don't think it aligns with the Sanskritization principle. But now it has been modernizing. They are active in all the fields, all the economic domains.
Another interesting point, in Kerala, especially Nayars, they
Yes.
practice this matrilineal and matriarchal system, right?
Yes, sir.
So, do you think that this matrilineal and matriarchal family system has contributed for social and economic empowerment of women in Kerala? How do you look at this matriarchal system in Kerala?
Yes, sir. I do think that such a matriarchal and matrilineal system has contributed to the empowerment of women. So, in matrilineal system, the property passes through the mother or the female head. So, it has accorded them with adequate property rights, which is indirectly leading to the financial empowerment of women. And this can be translated to her participation in schools or work environments as well, getting good education. And in matriarchal system, when the female is the head of the family, she gets to have more say or more agency in the family, and she becomes the decision making authority. So this also translates to having good education, having good financial resources as well. So
Yeah, that's
Thanks.
sufficient.